Okay, so get ready for a deep dive into something pretty creepy today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at whispers of guilt, a family's curse.
Okay.
And let me tell you, this story's got it all. You know, whispers, accusations,
Uh-huh.
and what seems like a straight-up curse.
Wow.
And right at the center of it all is this young boy, Julian.
I see.
So today we're going to be asking, like, what is the nature of this curse?
Right.
And can Julian escape it?
A family weighed down by tragedy.
Yeah.
And the story throws you right into this small town, full of secrets.
Right away, yeah, and it seems like this curse, it's not like, turning into a toad or something. It's more like this wave of misfortune that just keeps hitting this family. What really got to me was how, like, Julian's grandmother, she keeps whispering about this curse.
Right.
And after his sister Holly dies, his mother just becomes so distant.
Yeah.
And all these strange things start happening around their house.
Well, the story really focuses on, the impact of Holly's death on Julian.
Yeah.
He was only 10 at the time.
Oh, wow.
And his memory of it, it's like foggy, almost like a dream.
Mm.
And you have to wonder, wouldn't that vagueness, combined with everyone whispering about a curse?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that make you feel guilty?
Oh, absolutely. And maybe even believe that you're cursed too.
Exactly.
What? There's this one detail that really got under my skin.
Oh, yeah.
Julian overhears his mother whispering about him and Holly and guilt and blame.
Uh-huh.
And it's all tied to this curse.
Wow.
The way the author describes her voice, it's loving, but also malicious.
Oh, wow.
Almost like she's being controlled by something else.
Oh, that's creepy.
It's bone-chilling.
I can only imagine what that would do to a young boy.
Yeah.
Hearing your own mother talk that way.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be terrifying.
It really makes you think about the power of words.
It does.
Especially those spoken by someone you trust.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's the words themselves are like a manifestation of the curse.
Right.
Just burrowing into Julian's mind.
Wow.
Then it gets even creepier. Julian, driven by this mix of curiosity and dread,
Uh-huh.
he starts spying on his mother.
Oh, no.
And he catches these snippets of whispers, almost like voices from beyond the grave.
Oh, gosh.
And there's this one terrifying scene where he sees his mother's face, and it's described as distorted,
Uh-huh.
with eyes like bottomless pits, staring right into his soul.
Talk about nightmare fuel.
I know, right?
That imagery is so
He
vivid.
really is.
It's not just hearing the whispers, it's seeing the effect they have on his mother.
Right.
Like transforming her into something monstrous.
Exactly.
It shows that this curse, it's not just some abstract idea.
Yeah.
It's a presence warping in a reality.
And then, as if things weren't creepy enough, Julian starts hiding under his mother's bed at night.
What?
For 3 nights straight, he hears these same chilling whispers.
Oh, gosh.
But on the 4th night, well, let's just say things take a really disturbing turn.
Okay, this is where it gets under your skin.
Yeah.
The author leaves you wondering, is what Julian's experiencing real?
Yeah.
Is it his imagination, or is it something even more sinister?
Because on that 4th night, he hears a new voice, and it sounds exactly like his dead sister Holly.
Oh my God.
And this voice, it's full of fury, blaming Julian for these unspeakable sins.
Wow.
Can you imagine the terror
No.
being trapped under your mother's bed in the dead of night and hearing that?
That's what makes the story so compelling.
Yeah.
The author blends psychological tension with supernatural elements.
Right.
You're constantly questioning what's real and what's not.
It really draws you in.
It does.
This experience under the bed, it seems like a turning point for Julian.
Yeah.
He can't just ignore what's happening anymore.
Right.
He eventually gets caught sneaking out from under the bed. And he has this tense confrontation with his mother.
Oh, wow.
It's interesting, she doesn't yell at him or scream.
Right.
It's her tone, her accusing eyes that really unsettle him. Yeah, her reaction, it just pushes Julian further into this state of panic and fear.
He must be desperate for answers.
He is. And so he reaches out to his estranged grandmother, the one who always whispered about the curse.
But she doesn't give him the answers he's looking for.
Right? Instead of giving him direct answers, she sends him on this quest.
A quest.
Yeah, she tells him to go to the attic and find this faded yellow box.
And that's where this first part of the story really hooks you.
Oh yeah, the way the author describes the attic, all dusty and decaying.
Yeah.
It's like a physical representation of their family's buried secrets and lingering sorrow.
Right.
And in the middle of all that, Julian finds this yellow box
Uh-huh.
with his and Holly's names scrawled on it.
Wow, that box, it's not just a container.
No, it's not.
It's a symbol of their shared past.
Inside, he finds all these relics of their childhood.
Like what?
a stuffed tiger drawings,
A
photo album. There are these potent triggers of memory,
Yeah.
reminding him of a time before the curse, before the tragedy.
Right.
But as he's going through these items, the whispers, they intensify,
Oh, no.
becoming this chorus of accusations.
What do they say?
They're calling him Broken Dark,
Oh, wow.
responsible for all the family tragedies.
It's like a curse is weaponizing his own memories against him.
It is, and it really highlights how insidious this curse is.
Yeah.
It's not just about external misfortune,
Right.
it's about internal torment.
This psychological attack.
Yeah, blurring the lines between reality and nightmare.
It preys on his fears and vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
And uses his own past against him.
So now we have Julian armed with these unsettling discoveries and this box full of his past.
Right.
He seeks out his grandmother for some kind of explanation or guidance.
He's trapped in this terrifying situation.
It is.
It really makes you wonder, how do you fight something like that?
I didn't know.
You know what's so fascinating about Julian's story?
What's that?
It raises more questions than it answers.
Yeah.
The curse itself, you never really know what it is.
Right, it's not like a typical curse with like clear consequences.
Exactly. It's more insidious. Like it gets into their minds,
Yeah.
Twists how they see things. Could be like a real supernatural force.
Yeah.
Some entity attached to the family.
Right.
But it could also be a metaphor,
For what?
for all their family secrets, the trauma passed down through generations.
That's a good point.
What do you think scarier, a real evil or your past coming back to haunt you?
That's a tough one. Both are pretty terrifying.
Right.
But the way the story mixes the supernatural with the psychological,
Yeah.
that's what makes it so effective.
And then there's Julian's guilt.
Yeah.
Is it real or is it the curse messing with it?
Right.
He was so young when Holly died,
Yeah.
and his memories are all jumbled up.
Like a dream.
Exactly.
It makes you think how easily memory can be messed with.
Especially with trauma.
Yeah, could the curse be like using those gaps in his memory
Oh, totally, like twisting them into a weapon.
against him?
Yeah.
And then there's that scene where he hears Holly's voice under the bed,
Oh.
blaming him. It's like something out of a horror movie.
Is
Is he hallucinating from the stress and guilt? Or could it be something else?
That scene is key to understanding how this curse works.
You think so?
Makes you wonder if there's really something supernatural going on,
Right.
or if it's all in his head.
Yeah.
Like, think about a time you felt really guilty.
Okay.
Could you imagine it, like, having a voice?
Wow.
Taking on a presence, even if it wasn't real?
It's scary to think about.
That's the fear the author's tapping into.
For sure, it gets under your skin.
It shows how powerful this curse is.
Yeah.
Not just bad luck, but like a psychological war.
On its victims.
Preying on their fears, their weaknesses,
Huh.
using their own feelings against them.
So if it's that manipulative, how can anyone fight back?
That's where his grandma's gift comes in, the talisman.
Right.
It's not just some magic object.
Yeah.
It's like a symbol of hope.
Hmm.
Like she's saying, you have the strength to fight this.
It's about finding that inner strength
Exactly. Not relying on outside forces to save you.
to face your own demons.
Right. The talisman could be a source of strength,
Sure.
reminding him of family or even just like a placebo effect.
Right.
To make him feel more confident, but ultimately it's his choice.
To succumb to the curse or to fight.
Exactly. And that's what makes this story more than just a ghost story.
How so?
It's about the human struggle,
Against adversity.
Yeah, against the darkness inside all of us.
It really makes you think.
About how you would face your own demons.
What are the whispers of guilt that haunt you?
It's a theme we can all relate to.
Definitely.
Like, we may not be fighting a literal curse,
But we all have our own burdens to carry.
our own struggles to face.
Right. And this story makes you think about guilt.
Yeah,
And trauma passed down and how those things affect us.
even if we try to bury them.
It also shows how important it is to have support,
Yes,
to reach out to others when you're struggling.
absolutely.
Julian was all alone at first,
Right.
but he finds guidance from his grandmother.
Sometimes just having someone listen can make a huge difference.
It's true. We're social creatures. We need connection.
Exactly.
Sharing our burdens, even with just one person, can make them feel lighter.
Definitely.
One thing that struck me about this story is that there's no real ending.
Yeah.
We leave Julian on this uncertain journey,
With the talisman.
facing an unknown future.
And that open ending is so powerful.
I agree.
It makes you think about the possibilities,
Yeah,
What do you believe about fate and free will?
right.
What do you think will happen to Julian?
It's hard to say.
Will he beat the curse?
That uncertainty is what makes it so
I
compelling.
think so too.
It lets us come to our own conclusions.
And maybe even find connections to our own lives.
Right.
So the story leaves us with some big questions.
Like what?
What does it mean to face your inner darkness?
Uh-huh.
And how do our beliefs shape how we deal with life's challenges?
That's one of the most powerful things about stories like this.
I agree.
They stay with you even after you're done reading.
Yeah.
Make you think about your own life and choices. It's interesting how this story, even though it's fictional,
Yeah,
it sparks so many real-life connections.
right.
Like the attic, the whispers, the yellow box.
Uh-huh.
They're not just like horror tropes, they're symbols.
They resonate on a deeper level.
Exactly. And whispers of guilt. It's like a mirror,
Yeah,
reflecting our own anxieties about family secrets.
absolutely.
And the burdens we inherit and those unseen forces that might be shaping our lives.
It makes you think about the things that haunt us, literally and figurative, yeah.
Right? And it makes you wonder, how do we deal with those anxieties? Do we bury them, like Julian's family seems to have done for generations?
Right, hoping they'll go away.
Yeah. Or do we confront them head on, even if it's terrifying?
That's where the symbolism gets really interesting. Think about the attic.
Oh, right?
It's not just a dusty old space. It's like
Right.
the hidden part of their family's past.
Yeah.
Where memories and secrets have been locked away.
Gathering dust and cobwebs.
Yeah, it's like a physical manifestation of their denial. All that decay symbolizing the emotional baggage they've been carrying.
And then you have the yellow box
Right.
filled with Julian and Holly's childhood things.
It represents a time before the curse,
A time of innocence.
Yeah, a time before the darkness took over.
Those objects, the stuffed tiger, the drawings, the photo album.
They're reminders that there was light, connection, joy.
Even in the darkest times.
But now those memories are tainted.
By the curse.
Yeah, by the whispers.
Twisting happy memories into sources of guilt and fear.
It's heartbreaking, isn't it?
It is to think that something as pure as childhood joy can be warped and poisoned like that.
By the weight of the past.
It really shows how insidious this curse is.
Yeah.
It affects every part of their lives.
And yet, despite all that,
Yeah.
wait, there's a glimmer of hope.
Where do you see that?
Julian's decision to find his grandmother,
Right.
to face the truth about the curse.
He's choosing to confront his fear.
Yeah, to dig into the darkness instead of running from it.
And even though we don't know the talisman's power for sure,
Right.
it represents a chance for change.
A way to fight back.
Maybe it's a symbol of his own strength, or a connection to his family's resilience.
What gives you hope when things are tough?
That's a great question.
What are your talismans?
The things that remind you of your strength.
It's something we should all think about.
We all have our burdens,
Our own struggles.
But like Julian, we have the power to choose how we respond.
This story doesn't give us easy answers.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't say if Julian will break free.
And that open ending, it makes it so powerful.
It's thought-provoking.
It makes us think about fate and free will and the power of the human spirit.
Whispers of guilt. It's more than just a ghost story.
It's about facing our fears
Dealing with the past.
and finding hope even in the darkest times.
So as we wrap up,
Yeah.
we want to leave you with this.
Okay.
What whispers of guilt haunt you?
What
Burdens do you carry?
steps can you take to face those shadows?
And move towards a brighter future.
Remember, Julian's journey's just beginning, and so is yours.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Into the chilling world of whispers of guilt.
We hope you found it insightful.
Maybe a little spooky.
And most importantly, that it made you think.
Until next time.
Keep exploring, keep questioning.
And remember,
Sometimes the most important journeys
are the ones we take within ourselves.